Jarious, first practice as the interim head coach. How do you think things went today?
It went well. More of a mental day for us. Short week, playing the same opponent. So, there's certain things in the game plan that we didn't run, certain things that we did well. We'll probably tweak a little bit and what have you. So, I think it was a good day for the guys to get out here, get a little flush, and just get mentally prepared.
What's the last 24 hours or so been like for you? I'm sure it's got to be a bit of a whirlwind.
It's been numb. It's been numb to say the least. It's been a bit of a whirlwind, but just like I'm telling the guys, we have to focus on what we control, at this time, and that's our energy, effort, and our focus and attention to detail at this point in time. So, if I'm giving that advice, I've definitely got to take it.
How things go as you kind of address the team today was kind of obviously first time you get to address him as the head coach. How was that experience?
Right. It felt good. It felt normal, right? I'm always talking in front of the offense, which is like a third of the team, so to speak, if not half. And then today it felt normal. Like I didn't have any jitters, weren't scared to get up and talk in front of the guys or what have you. Just trying to give them my expectations and give them a few pointers on how we can get this thing turned around. And I passed a message that I spoke with Coach Jones this morning. I was able to pass him a message that he wanted me to relay to those guys, and it went well. And then we just we went about our normal day as we normally do.
What was it like for you? Because you always focused on the offense, right? Because that was your job. Now you're responsible for everything. Did you pick a little bit of defense, special teams, and that? And how was that for you? Yeah,
I picked a little bit of the special teams. And it's not that I don't trust Coach Shep, but at the end of the day, that's probably where I'm more of a novice at, right? So I tried to make sure that I spent a little bit more time with him. I'm sure as these weeks kind of progress, I'll probably pop my head in defense and things of that nature as well. But for right now, short week, just focusing on the offense and special teams.
Coming back downstairs now too, that's going to be different for you. Talk about that a little bit.
On the sideline now, calling the game. I mean, I've done it before from the sideline, so hopefully it's like riding a bike.
Yeah, that's probably better to be not just for a head coach, but just for a coach because you're close to the action, right?
Well, of course, and then being the interim head coach now, then I've got decisions I got to make on the sideline and understanding the flow of the game, and when you're on the sideline, you get more of a feel for the players and what's going on the sideline as opposed to kind of being isolated upstairs in the booth.
Seems like a lot of the games has come down to a couple plays here and there. Like, what do you do to kind of rectify that? To make sure that the same mistakes aren't happening and that you make some of those adjustments that allow you guys from losing close games to winning a close game.
And that's been my biggest thing to the guys this morning when I was telling them, no more of the 15-yard penalties, no more penalties that are putting us in bad positions. We've got to play. We've got to play complementary football in all three phases, and that's what it comes down to. If you feel like you're going to take a penalty, don't do it. And if you feel like you're going to give up a touchdown, then take the penalty, right? So that's pretty much how we're going to take that approach. And but the guys know, I was adamant about how these penalties have been killing us these first 5 games.
Jarious, you've been around the team, obviously, like you touched on there, at least half the team hands-on. But now moving into the head coach role, how do you sort of leave your mark on the team? Or is it sort of just more of the same?
I'm just going to be me. And I think the guys have, accepted me. I mean, guys are coming up to me left and right, telling me how they've got my back. And, that's awesome to hear and know that the guys are pulling for me. They're going to do everything that they can to help us get this thing turned around.
Trey Ford is a name that a lot of fans kind of talk about. What you mentioned it yesterday. What are you going to do with him? Can you?
We'll see. I mean, I don't want to divulge any of the secrets, so to speak, but I'm definitely thinking of some things that we could possibly do with him and try to help him get on the field. I mean, I can't guarantee it'll be this game, but at the same time, we're definitely thinking about some things that we can do to try and get him some playing time.
And one other part of your job now is this, dealing with us every day. What are your thoughts on that?
With you
Don't hurt me.
Every day. No, you know what? It comes with the territory, right? So, most jobs that you have, some things you love about it, some things you don't. So it just comes with the territory. It's just something I have to deal with. I have to deal with it as a quarterback as well, so it is what it is.
One more question. Armando Sewell's announced today that he's going to be the defensive line coach. Just tell me about having him move into that role.
Man, great dude, great guy to be around. Played at a high level, and he's coming to the fold now, and I know he's going to give some of that knowledge and experience to the young guys that we have on the D line. And he's constantly working with them. My office across from his, so I constantly see him in there coaching the guys up. So it's definitely a pleasure to have him.
And clearly the guy who wants it. I mean, I think he's been hanging around for not a lot of money.
Well, we have to be careful. He might try to throw a jersey on. So, but no, I think he's going to do a heck of a job for us.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks,
No
Jarious.
problem. No problem.